So that's it. This is Nigeria right now. Action.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity.
Well done. How you family?
Nigeria right now today, our guest is the National Chairman of Nigeria Democratic Congress, Senator Cleopas Moses. Distinguished.
Yeah, Dixon.
Thank you for having us in your office.
Thank you. Welcome to NDC Nations.
How is Nigeria treating you?
Well, as a common Nigerian that I am, Nigeria cannot treat me any better than it is treating our citizens across the country. If our citizens are fine, then I'm fine as national chairman. But where you hear cry every day, all over the country, then how will you now explain to people that Nigeria have been fine to you? It's on that note, neither here nor there. But we are faced with what we are faced with.
And that is why you are coming on board, really, working hard, as we have seen. The NDC has become more like the main opposition party in Nigeria.
Well, when you say more like, if you want to say we are the main opposition party, say it.
Are you the main opposition party?
I believe we are.
What makes you that? Because it's not, just say 6 months or 5 months old.
It is not.
Party.
It's not about the number of months that we have been in existence, but it's about what we are bringing on board and the appreciation within the 6 months that you are referred to against other parties that have been in existence over time. Right now, if you will be fair and sincere to yourself, you will at least accord us the privilege to be declared as the main opposition party in the country.
Let's accord you that. And
thank you so much.
What is it like? What new, from your point of view, is the NDC bringing on board? Why should the Nigerian people choose the NDC?
Number one that we want to bring on board is the seeming equality and respect for every Nigerian tribe, for every Nigerian religion, especially the major religion that we have in this country. The APC, which is the ruling government, in the last 3 years plus, came up with what was strange to the present political dispensation by coming up with a Muslim candidate. And you could see the outcry of Nigerians. But they pushed their way through even as Nigerians resisted. And in their very endemic nature, they don't listen to people's cry. They don't feel what people feel. They don't have respect for people's feeling and thought lines, even as that is not what governance ought to be. And they have re-established it, that what will they do? There's nothing they can do, Jerry. Let's go on with our Muslim ticket. And here is the NDC coming up with a Christian presidential candidate and a Muslim vice presidential candidate, balancing the north-south in the first instance, and having respect for the feelings of the people, because we're a very religious country and people, that we cannot go the way the APC is going. Our people must be shown some element of regard and respect.
Yes.
And if our people have come out publicly to cry against a particular deed, then we must also show them
that we are listening.
That this is not how it ought to be. And that is what we have done.
So beyond the ticket, the Muslim-Christian or Christian-Muslim ticket, North and South ticket, what about policies? Governments, when you form a government, right, it's expected that you will be coming with something better than what APC has offered to the Nigerian people. What policies do you think NDC is bringing?
Let me start by even as campaigns have not started officially, the economy is bastardized, and we know that. But even before you talk of policies, you talk about who. And here we are presenting a candidate to satisfy the who question or to answer the who question. And that's Peter Obi. And if you talk about economy, the first thing you should ask is that what is the antecedents of this man in governance, in private sector and in public sector? What was he able to do, or what was he able to achieve in these two different worlds that he had opportunity to function as God gave him engracement? As governor, what was he able to do? What did he leave behind? Did he leave a bad economy behind? Did he leave against others sufficiency back for the Anambra people? Check their financial books. Did he empty the treasury? Did he indebt the state? And even in the private sector that he had lived, what are his legacies? So the moment you think of that, you now know that, wait a bit, we have a responsible candidate who shall be the signature of the government. I was with him today, just a few hours ago, today. I just observed a man that seems as if material things don't matter to him. When we finished our meeting earlier today, two of us alone. By the time we were coming out, my vehicle was waiting for me to carry me. His vehicle was waiting for him to carry him. And I saw him, I watched him. He didn't know I was watching him. I saw him step into his car. There were just 3 in his car. And I saw one Hilux behind him. And I don't think that I saw more than 2 military police officers. And you will not even know that they are escorted. And that was how I allowed him to go before I left. And in my mind, this is a presidential candidate, internationally accepted and respected. If it were some people in this country, you will see up to 10 cars behind him, with maybe a truck of military men that are following him. But no.
So for you, that tells a lot.
That not only for
management,
for everybody that is responsible and reasonable. And it is not done for one day.
yeah,
That is how the man chose to live his life. In this current situation that we have found ourselves as a nation, we don't need a personality that is extravagant. We only need a brain that is thinking. That materialism is temporal. That has character and discipline. And I've shown it over time. Not by pretext because you want to contest election.
yeah.
But showing it on daily basis. That this is who I am. This is what I intend to bring on board.
Okay. So let's bring in the aspect of how you even came about the choice of Peter Obi. Were you the one that approached him as a party, or he approached the party?
For those of us that are Christians, there are certain things that will just happen and it is beyond your imagination. And I would think that it was divine, because I want to give credit to my mentor, my leader, His Excellency Distinguished Senator Henry Serake Dixon, Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, former governor, who is the founder of the NDC. We too never believed that within 2, 3, 4 months, NDC will now become a global project. And you know, the Holy Book has admonished us that despise not little beginnings, because better is the end of the. So we intended and deliberately so decided to start small. And we thought that we have just a small party that will organize polity, that we should nurture and grow. Even when we got to now, look at it, this is my office.
Yeah.
If you compare it with other national chairmen, their offices, you say, what are these people doing here? But we got in here and my national leader said, oh, Cleopas, look at this place, whether we can start from there. And I said, we will start from here. I would prefer that we start from this small place and grow it, rather than to think big and start to pray and beg people to come. And at the end of the day, maybe we'll get a big place that we'll not be able to maintain.
So he was directly responsible for the coming of the candidate?
He wasn't directly responsible as it were. Yeah. But what I'm saying in effect is that, that's how God works. And I want you to know. I cannot remove God factor. Because we were not planning that we will have a Peter Obi in our party. But, my leader and the leader of the NDC is a man of character and discipline. He doesn't follow the crowd. He is a politician of conviction. He's a man that believes in the Nigerian project. He's a man that believes in youth development and mentorship. And that's why, for 15 years, some of us have worked under him and there is no regret.
Yeah.
And for 15 years till today, we are not what we used to be, even as we have not gotten to where we intend to be. Under his mentorship and guidance. And so what am I saying?
Yes.
By what was happening in the polity after Peter Obi and Atiku had contested as presidential candidate and vice presidential candidate, thereafter he contested as president, and the results are there to show, and how certain things happen in the politics, party politics, blah, 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 the movement from Labour Party to ADC.
And while in ADC...
And while in ADC, there were so many uncertainties.
Were there talks while he was in?
Now, there were uncertainties.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we didn't go the ADC way. And so let us just start a small thing. And we're doing it. And, character doesn't hide. When you have a bad character, people will see it. When you have a good character too, they may not say it, but people will see it. So at some point in time, the Obi-led believers felt that they don't have a stake if they want to truly adventure in changing Nigeria as it should be. And NDC became an option. And NDC became an option not just because it is NDC, but who is leading NDC? Okay. Who is the founder? What is happening in that place? What is the character of the person? What is the vision behind it? Yes. What are the fundamental things that NDC holds dear that they have spoken about in the 1-2 months that they have been in existence? Okay. And at that point, yes, they saw Senator Henry Seraki Dixon. And if it is Dixon that is leading this, Dixon is not a coward. You undermine him to your peril. Dixon will speak truth to power. Dixon that I know is never intimidated by any mortal man. Dixon is one that can hold his own on the point of conviction against any other, but also reserving the opportunity for correction.
Let's take a break.
And so NDC was available.
Let's take a break. This is Nigeria right now with Dixon Irewan. Today, my guest is the National Chairman of Nigeria Democratic Congress, the NDC, Senator Cleopas Moses. We'll be right back.
If you are not watching Nigeria right now with Dixon Irewan, what are you watching? We need to put Nigeria at the top, and this is a program that showcases how we can do that. So please go and watch.
Welcome right back. This is still Nigeria right now with Dixon Irewan, and my guest is still here, Senator Cleopas Moses, the National Chairman of NDC. Chairman,
Dixon,
aspirants came on board your party, and I must say, a lot of them are disenchanted. A lot of them are discouraged. A lot of them are disappointed. And the party, of course, now has set up a reconciliation committee that is recognizing the fact that people are aggrieved. How are you managing that?
Except you don't have a human face. Sometimes you will feel pained too. Why am I saying so? I've been a state chairman of party before. I was state chairman of Bayelsa State under the People's Democratic Party. And, we can't stop talking about the People's Democratic Party in this Fourth Republic.
Definitely. It's a legacy party.
I keep telling people, we are products of the PDP. Myself, I started politics in the PDP. So I am a PDP-trained politician. If you talk about other republics, Third Republic, we read about them on paper. But in the Fourth Republic, that's where we practically participated. And even when I was state chairman of PDP, I've had instances where, take for instance, our last gubernatorial elections that brought my senior brother, distinguished Senator Doye Diri. I was state chairman. 21 aspirants, eminently qualified, asked for that ticket to become governors of Bayelsa State. But one thing with party position is that you cannot tear a ticket for 10 people. It's only one person that will emerge in a democracy such as ours. Out of 21, when one emerges ordinarily, naturally, as party manager, you have made 20 people your enemies. That's how difficult this work is. But one option you also have is that the people must understand that the chairman or whoever that is in charge of the party machinery cannot tear ticket for 10, not even for 2 persons. Are you hearing me?
Very true.
And so, in what we have just passed through now, I don't expect people to be outrightly happy with me too. I cannot be foolish to assume so. But I have a conscience. Have I done the right thing within the framework of mortality and the constitution of my party? I think yes. I will answer myself, yes, sir. I always cite one example. Take AMAC, we are in Abuja. 23 persons in a party that is just 5-6 months old.
23 persons.
23 persons sought for the ticket to represent AMAC in the Federal House of Representatives. And the religious lines came to play, tribal lines came to play. But the last electoral guideline amendment of the Electoral Act gives room, direct primaries, and consensus on affirmative.
Now, why didn't the party adopt consensus? Because you had an option, though.
Sometimes consensus can only be reached when everybody agrees. That's the condition attached. That's what makes it very difficult.
Yeah.
Are you hearing me? So 23 persons asking for one ticket that are eminently qualified, and it is direct primaries. People will gather. And I feel that our democracy have not developed to the extent of limiting political parties to direct primaries alone. Take, for instance, a young new political party such as ours that cuts across every ward in the country. Assuming now that I send you that go and conduct party primaries in my ward, which is Ward 17, Kulama Ward 17, Southern Niger Local Government Area in Bayelsa State, across the water. From Yenegua, which you are very conversant with. From Yenegua, for you to drive to my village, my ward, you will spend 1 hour plus.
On the sea?
On the sea. And it is a ward that is made up of about 2 major distinct communities and other smaller hamlets. You now arrive Kulama for a party primaries. And maybe you go with the ward register. And as a new party, maybe we'll have 200, 1,000, or 500 members of our party. By the time you get to the ward headquarters, which is Kulama 2, I say, we have come for party primary, so Maybe you don't, because there is no police station there. You don't even have one security man on ground.
Chairman,
So what am I saying?
Yeah.
So people will just people will now troop in.
Yes.
Stand on your line. Stand on the queue.
Yeah,
Let
and
us
then you count.
And you will count. And by the time you are counting, the whole community comes out.
Yeah.
What will you do in a situation like that?
So what are you saying to those who are aggrieved then?
For those that are aggrieved, as a party chairman that understands and values numerical advantage in polity,
The value of every member.
the value of every member. Yeah. I wouldn't want to lose any member of my party. My appeal is they should understand that it is only one person that shall emerge as a candidate, and that is what has happened. And so they should respect the view of the party.
Yes.
And listen to the appeal of the party. Some will say he is national chairman. He doesn't feel our pain. He doesn't know what we are passing through. Thank you for this opportunity you have given to me. But let me also say to you, I have had the opportunity to give tickets as state chairman of my party. But the other side of it that people don't know is that I have also been denied tickets.
So you know the pain.
So I know the pain. I was a sitting senator. One that produced the government as state chairman.
Yes.
I went to Senate and had 2 years and desired to continue in that assignment.
And you were
Zoning was not against me. Performance was not against me. A sitting senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in same party that I had worked for as senatorial vice chairman and as state chairman, and I produced virtually everybody that was involved in the process. I failed. That's what I keep telling. I failed party primaries.
So, Chairman, how were you compensated? And how can you be
those
who are asking?
There was no compensation.
So are you not going to compensate those who are?
The truth of the matter is that we are party members, and even as I failed, we went back to work for our party, and the records are there.
So are you going to?
We are appealing to every aspirant that didn't make it. That you didn't make it is not to mean that your political life has come to an end. Look at me in that failed primaries as a sitting senator. Today I'm national chairman, and today now, ticket that I failed to get is ticket I am given to people. And I didn't know it. So the most important, patience is key. And acceptance of reality is key. Being a loyal party member, we are going into election in the next couple of months. And we are going into an election that we have conviction that with Nigerians on our side, as we have seen, and with the abysmal performance of the current government, it is an election for us to win.
Okay. That abysmal angle is what we need to conclude with. As former member in the National Assembly, Nire Champa, a lot has happened. You were in the 9th Assembly. And the 10th Assembly has been tagged more like a stamp. If there's anything lesser, probably they could accord it. What do you think about how the legislative arm, the 10th Assembly particularly, how they have functioned alongside the executive arm? How will the 11th Assembly possibly function from here?
Well, Dixon, I will disappoint you. And I will disappoint you in this manner. As legislators, especially in the Senate that I had the opportunity to serve, whether you are there, whether you have left, as I have left, we are under obligation to protect the integrity of that place, the sanctity of the Senate.
So you cannot describe the 10th Assembly?
That's what I'm telling you.
Are you comfortable with
I
that
cannot, I cannot be forced, I cannot be coerced to listen, Dixon. I cannot sit down here and begin to say that the 9th Assembly, which was still under an APC-led, I worked under Senator Ahmad Lawan as our Senate President. Yeah. My 9th Assembly was better than the 10th Assembly. That is for Nigerians to judge.
You leave it for Nigerians?
I leave it for Nigerians. The performance, everybody is powerful. The government is there now. We are seeing now the relationship is not secret. It's not cultism. Everybody is seeing what happened under David Mark. Everybody have seen what happened under Saraki. Everybody have seen what happened under Madla. Everybody is seeing what is happening
So it's
under.
not in your place?
So it's not in my place. They are my leaders, and that's what we hold sacred. That's why the moment you pass through that institution, you take home the title, distinguished senator for
senator
life.
is always the senator.
A senator. So it's not in my place to.
Okay, as we conclude, Chairman, what is the chances of the NDC in the 2027?
Well, because of the complaint that you have put across to me off camera about my glasses, let me remove my as I take the last few seconds. Well, the truth of the matter is, I was talking earlier today.
Yeah.
If I am not convinced that Peter Obi shall win presidential election for Nigeria by January next year, I don't have any business sitting down here. What am I doing here? But I have this conviction that God is up to something to shock some people. And so, God will be on the side of Peter Obi and the NDC, as it were. And in what we are presenting to Nigerians. The only aspect of it for appeal, and that's my message when campaign starts, out of 1, 2, 3 presidential candidates of the major parties that we have not in any way to diminish others, but we have 3 principal players. Out of the 3, sincerely, who is the personality, who is the person who has the face that Nigerians, majority of Nigerians, want to be their president in the now? Who among the 3 does Nigerians feel that this time around, in this time of our country, this is the person that we believe that can give us some hope? Not because I am NDC, but I'm convinced to say that Peter Gregory Obi, the candidate of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, stand tall above others.
So he has the chances of
So
winning the election?
we have the chances of winning the election January 2027. God helping us, and Nigerians, indeed, who just like me, just like I, are fed up with what we are thrown at every governance level by the current government, will stand out for the very first time to vote and defend their votes. Because God will not come down to vote. It is we that, whether we are genuinely or truly tired of bad governance, we are tired of corruption, we are tired of insecurity, we are tired of everything that is bad, everything that is not good enough for us as a nation, even as we have been so endowed and blessed by the creator of this world. And so it is left for us to annex the minds and commitments of Nigerians so that we can make that day and even beyond a good day, a great day for our country, Nigeria, and there shall be some element of hope that, okay, let's see what can happen from today forward.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, thank you so much for being with us this 28 minutes thus far with the National Chairman of Nigeria Democratic Congress, Senator Cleopas Moses. For me, on this show, I'm non-partisan. The interest is the Nigerian people. Our mission is simple. That part of the anthem of our country that says that we may build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so, I see you on this same show, same time, next week, by God's willing. I see you, Nigeria, right now.